Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. Well, they got him. After hours of doubt about a manhunt, edit. Welcome back to Explain America. This is Kyle Becker. Well, they got him. There has been a massive update about the suspect that took the life of TPUSA founder and podcaster Charlie Kirk this afternoon at a TPUSA event at Utah State. The details around the shooting are starting to come out, and they are absolutely horrific. And you might recognize some similarities with the Butler shooting of President Donald Trump that happened during the campaign last year. So the parallels between the two shootings are disturbing. And Kash Patel, the FBI director, well, he's made an announcement about the suspect, and you're going to want to hear that. But before we do that, please like, share, and comment. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, FBI Director Kash Patel has announced on X that a suspect is in custody for the Charlie Kirk shooting. This is now ruled to be an assassination. Charlie Kirk, after some hope that he might survive in a second miracle and pull through, he was not able to overcome the injuries. He succumbed to a throat shot that was dead on target. It appears to have come from a professional shooter, and therefore there is some doubt that even the suspect that a police officer apprehended earlier today is in any way potentially anything more than a person of interest, because this was a professional shot from what we are seeing now. So we do not currently, at the moment of this recording, have a name for the suspect. There have been multiple false reports, and I want you to be wary of this. Make sure to confirm 100% who is the shooter, and do not believe any initial fake news reports that attempt to spin or deflect away from blame in this shooting. So we're going to dig deeper. We're going to make sure that we are 100% accurate here, and multiple names have come up, have proven to be either unconfirmed or incorrect. And so what we do know is that there are credible reports now that the shot that took Charlie Kirk's life came from an unsecured rooftop at Utah State University, because there are videos, and they do not look to be AI or fake videos. They've been reported by a few journalists. But they show that there is someone on the roof. And where did we see this before? We saw it in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, that there were people with cell phones showing a suspect on a roof at an event with a conservative speaker or politician. And, the FBI didn't stop them. Police officer didn't stop them. It is a mystery to me that how this person escaped for as long as they did, because from all reports that I can piece together, from New York Times to AP to independent journalists, this was a manhunt, and the suspect was on the loose for, it appears to be over an hour. But we don't have a timeline yet. It's not set in stone. But what we do know is that Kash Patel says he has the suspect in custody. We believe that report as of this moment. It was touch and go. It was very concerning because you might have seen, because you were following this story closely, that it was in doubt that the suspect was in custody at all. And like I said, there was a police manhunt. Now, the governor, Spencer Cox in Utah, has announced that we have the death penalty in Utah. So that's little comfort and solace for Charlie Kirk, who was 31 years old when he lost his life, left behind a wife, 2 kids, great man. I knew him personally, and he was generous and kind, and gave people opportunities and really built a strong movement. And I think that he is only guilty, in quotes here, of being effective in opposing the radical left. And that's why someone out there mentally disturbed, or someone triggered by whatever animosity they had for Kirk, snuffed out his life. And so we all need to take stock of where we are as a country. The way I think that we win against political violence in this country is that we have systemic reform of these institutions that are failing us. The education system is radicalizing people. The fake news media is radicalizing people. And they're trying to shift blame, and they're trying to point the finger at conservatives simply because we civilly disagree with them. So look at Charlie Kirk as being iconic in this situation. He was somebody who's only going out among the people and making rational arguments the best that he can against left-wing ideologues and just regular college students who are curious about his positions. And he was effective, and that is what got him killed. And you can see the heinous celebration on the radical left. I've been pointing out a little bit on X, and they don't really appreciate being amplified and called out because it's not helpful to their cause. And so, it's really unclear who this suspect is in this case or what motivated them, but we're going to keep tracking this. We're going to get the details right. We're going to be more responsible than CNN and MSNBC. We're not going to say that this is possibly a right-winger that shot his gun off in celebration like what happened on a MSNBC segment. We're better than that, and we appreciate your support for helping us balance out the media coverage of events like this. And God bless Charlie Kirk and his family. Thank you for everything you did, Charlie, for me, for thousands of others, for conservatives in America, for your country in general. You're a great patriot, Charlie. We're all praying for your family. And, it can happen to anyone. And the only solution that you can have is to be right with God. Because, it can happen to anyone at any time in various ways. We saw that with Irina Zarutska. We saw that with those two children who were just praying at a church at Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis. And you never know when the hour comes. But what you can do is be right spiritually, try to do right by other people, do the best you can with what you've got, whatever your situation is. And so Charlie left behind a legacy that was exemplary of that. He is somebody who didn't waste a day in his life, and he pushed himself hard. He did a lot of work. He benefited America. And, I'm sure there are leftists who disagree with Charlie on positions, but he had reasonable views, a lot of common sense, and he was just a threat to them because he was effective. And so I don't think anyone is going to be afraid to speak their mind because of what happened to Charlie Kirk. I certainly hope not, because the reason that the left did this is because they're desperate, because they're losing the cultural domination that they've come to expect since the Obama administration. They don't comprehend when their views aren't adored by the masses, or as at least the illusion of that, which is what the media has been doing. They've been providing an illusion that they are the ones who are right. They are on the side of the angels, and everyone against them is on the side of demons. That's the way they frame the debate between us. But now we have other institutions. We've built parallel channels to where we can unite with one another, we can converse with one another, and we can show that we have a lot in common, and that common sense can rule the day. And this is how you defeat the American left. And they can't stand it when their institutions are slipping away from them. So the way to beat them and political violence is through faith, through respect for your fellow human beings, through virtue, through a healthy culture, and just honest dialogue between one another. And for a long time, since the Obama administration, we have not been getting that. And our culture has been poisoned for a long time. So don't be surprised when Obama speaks up and tries to deflect blame. When you have the Alinskyite politics of character assassination, no thinking person is surprised when it leads to actual assassination. And sadly, that's what happened to Charlie Kirk. But we will remember him, and we will carry on his fight in his memory, and we will value what he contributed to this country. So please weigh in with your own thoughts and prayers for Charlie and his family and for America. We appreciate you watching.